Monday, and we are firing up our irrigation system today. It has hardly rained all planting season, and the potatoes are definitely ready for some water. Even though it's hardly rained, the day we're planning on starting, we get a bit of rain, which seems to typically happen. Like, for some reason on the irrigation startup day, it always rains a little bit, just enough to confuse us on when we're deciding how much water we should put down. But we're just gonna start up as regular. If it rains a tenth, then we'll just do a tenth less on the second round. For this first irrigation pass, there's definitely enough room in the soil for a decent amount of water, so we're not too worried about it. Getting started here, we're gonna be putting down 1/2 inch of water on each potato field, just as a kind of a base start. And then from there, we can check the moisture and see how much we wanna do on the second round. Typically we do about 2 rounds per week if it's not raining. And then from there we can adjust whether it's 7/10, 4/10, 2/10, anything in between we can put on there. So we can do whatever we want. But general rule of thumb is that we're putting on 1 inch or just over 1 inch per week per potato field. It's kind of how the general rule is. So as we're going along, we want to just take a glance at all the pivots, even though we've checked them over already, just to make sure everything's looking good. And then once the water's on, we got to make sure all the nozzles are spraying properly and there's nothing wrong as well. But right now we're just going to fire up the generators, make sure the valves are open, and then from there we can control it remotely. A little rough, but we got it. Rained on. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with irrigation pivots and stuff, but what we use is FieldNet app. The generator's on, there's power, the panel's on. Our Nelson valve is set to auto. That Nelson valve is wired into the panel. So every time we turn on the water button on, that Nelson valve opens automatically and also restricts the pressure to the exact pressure that we want for this pivot. That is awesome. We can do it remotely, and then we can check our pressures and stuff from the app. And it's a pretty great system. And also, if there's a fault and the irrigation pivot gets out of line or something goes wrong where the pivot stops by itself, that Nelson valve will switch back to closed. That way you're not watering the same spot for 10 hours if you somehow missed that the pivot has stopped. Or if it's in the middle of the night, 2 in the morning, and it takes you a while to get up to the pivot, it's not just watering on that same spot. Yeah, we can actually haul that load to P&H while we're waiting, since you're already on the road.
Alrighty, I will do that.
If for some reason Prairie Flour Mill still has issues when you get back from that load, we'll just load up from the bin 21 and haul to P&H again.
Sweet, don't get picked up.
No problem, happy hauling. We're hauling wheat from 2 different bins to 2 different places, because of one place we're hauling to has a certain protein level that they want to get to. But kind of last minute, they just let us know that they're actually closed right now due to a power outage, as well as some maintenance they have to do because of the power outage, I believe. It sounds like. So,
just to be clear, it's P&H in Gladstone?
Yep, that's right.
Sounds good.
Forgot to mention, we'll be starting up 8 potato pivots today. 3 corn pivots and a ryegrass pivot. We'll see if we do the corn and the ryegrass, since they're getting a little shot of rain here anyways, but at least 8 potato pivots we got to fire up, so got to keep going. So like I was saying, we use the FieldNet app. You can see our fields on there, which is pretty cool. We're running this right now, that's where I am. And then you can go to that pivot. You can set your forward, reverse, water, your water rate. Water's just starting to come in the pipe there. You can see it there. Once it pressures up, it'll pressure up all these nozzles. The speed by percent or by depth, forward, reverse. If you want to make a plan, you can make plans online, or you can have different sections do different rates. You can do that too. Then it has all your end gun stuff, all your angles, and you can do all your fertigation from the app too. Pretty cool app. This is the new version, which we're just kind of getting used to, but it seems to be working all right. Of course, we got some plugged nozzles right away. Luckily, there's the good ones. You can flip them around, flush them out. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. Hold on. I'm gonna do that one anyways. last two and then get out of the field. Okay, that was good. That'll fix itself. We're good. The pivot's gonna close off the field. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here now. Colin, Ryan, you can open her up wide open.
You got it.
But we're good, just in time. And the spuds are actually looking super nice. Irrigation season, irritation season. Big old leak. I should be wearing my boots. Looks like one of our welds burst. There's a neighbor's dog. A little flooding irrigation on the corn, never hurt anybody, right? Here comes Ryan. We're gonna go grab that fitting with the Ranger, and then he's gonna go back and re-weld it. All right, Ryan welded her up solid, and now we will see if it works for attempt number 2. Pivot's full. Round 2. We're irrigating. And from here we can see that up. Hold on. And it is not leaking. So that's a successful weld. Now we'll go fire up some other pivots. Just fired up this other one here. What we do is we write down all of our info, startup date and time, degrees, because it's on a circle so you know what degree it started at, and then the amount of water we're putting on. We just do that to document stuff from year to year, to keep track of how much water we've put on each circle per year. Sometimes pen to paper is better, sometimes an app is better. Our farm is kind of a hybrid of both, so there is some overlap, but this seems to work really good for us. This one's on a cornfield, irrigating corn here. K28 is open and ready to go.
Sounds good. I'll fire it up.
Always something apparently. We had a leak at a pipe the other day. It was a missing O-ring, but now that same one is leaking again, even though Ryan went and replaced the O-ring already. So we're gonna take a fly out there, see what we can find, and send Ryan a video. And then if it's a weld, we gotta do another weld. Anyway, we gotta figure it out, so we'll see. Sport mode. We'll switch to drone video so you can get a closer look. I'll try and sync the audio too. It's quite the geyser. Watering some corn. Watering some canola. Let's stay upwind. Yeah, it's not the O-ring this time, it's another weld. Oh, the cement pad's even dry, look at that. So this time it's not our weld that broke, the flange itself right there.
I like that hammer.
Everything's a hammer if you're brave enough. Safety first, guys. Fire risk.
Fun first.
Fire risk out here with the moisture. Oh boy. Question for you guys. This aluminum and that aluminum, these flanges, were made at the exact same time. This one looks nice and silver colored still, and that one looks like a dirty bronzy color. Any aluminum experts out there know what's going on here? Why would they be different color? And that one is the one that broke. This one's fine. That's almost all the way around. Guys, this one we are welding on site. Reason being is we think something might have shifted there, and that's why there was pressure on that flange and why it may have cracked. Because there wasn't even that much water pressure in there at the time, like the pivot wasn't full, and Ryan did not have the pump valve all the way open. So we're gonna weld on site, because if that's where it wants to shift to, that's where it's gonna stay. So we got the aluminum welder on the trailer ready to go. Ryan's getting the generator. Meet him out there, and then we will get this thing fixed up. So we got that one welded up. Ryan, he's the guy. He's a expert welder. He grew up welding with his dad. They had a trailer building shop back in the day, but we hired Ryan on one time just to do a specific welding job for our grain setup project when we were building that. Soon realized that he's actually quite good at everything he puts his hands on. His family would also do custom combining. They would head down south and then combine their way back up north. Knows combines inside and out. He's passionate about it, goes on all the combine forums and all that stuff. So he's an expert at that. And he's just good at everything farming. He knows how to manipulate equipment to get the job done correctly. He knows what steel will do. That's why he's such a good fabricator. But that's Ryan. He's a great guy. He's also my irrigation maintenance guy. So anything like this, I call Ryan. Back from lunch, ready for our second attempt on firing up that pump. There's gonna be no more leaks today. We gotta get the rest of the pivots fired up. So no more leaks. No more leaks. Please. Please, no more leaks. Always one. Gotta be swift. Move like water. I'm already wet. Apparently these ones keep clogging this year, so let's run a few nozzles. Oh, it went down my armpit. That's cold. Guess what? No plug nozzles on this one. I'm pretty happy. Right at the pivot here on the pipe. Irrigation pivot itself, major leak coming from the top.
Okay, I know what the issue is. I'll be there. You'll need to know.
Sounds good. Pump's already off. And that's how bad it's leaking still. It really came down on me there for a second. Luckily I was a little out of the way, otherwise I would have got a good shower. Man, one of those years, eh? All right, we got that pivot going. There is still 2 more to get going, but they're on cornfields and Andrew will be spraying herbicide later tonight. So we're gonna leave those off till tomorrow. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today. Thanks for coming with us, starting up some irrigation pivots. It wasn't the smoothest day, to be honest. I got some drone videos to show you yet, but before I do, please subscribe, hit the like button, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and then you can keep track of what we're doing day to day. Hopefully you get to see more of these YouTube videos. We'll see you guys next time. Later.